Everyone. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
So thank you, participants, and this has been a wonderful conference. It was great to know about ChatGPT and the prompts engineering and the variety of ways in which we can address LLMs and their use cases. I'll also be talking about LLMs. My talk is at Mach 3 level, which is a high level for enterprise apps. So thank you for the great introduction, Mr. Murthy. And so I'm currently at Nvidia, and I am in the enterprise AI team. So I bring to the table some distinction of what enterprise AI apps are and what is out there in near future for enterprise AI solutions. So enterprise AI is defined. There is a company called C3.ai, and they defined or pioneered this space. Enterprise AI is leveraging artificial intelligence techniques to drive digital transformation in enterprise software. Now, enterprise is a very broad term, and that's where I'm trying to draw some distinction in this conference. And my inputs are, what is enterprise, and how can it be further split, and what is going on with the various gamuts of enterprise software. Now, what do these enterprise software do with AI? Well, they add or optimize their business processes. But these business processes might be either marketing processes or sales process, or maybe supply chain process and things like that. So there might be an entire value chain, and they are getting optimized with AI and machine learning initiatives. And this increases business resilience. Sometimes humans may make error, but machine recommendations might be more fact-based, and so this helps the business resilience, greater efficiency, and profitability. Greater efficiency was anyway the goal of enterprise software, and so now it's there's a booster put to it with AI, which helps get it more efficient, and this results in profitability, and also maybe there is environmental help and impact as well along the sides. So first distinction I like to draw is sometimes enterprise people think of IT, and while IT is part of enterprise AI initiative, for example, I belong to that team in Nvidia, enterprise AI team. We optimize IT apps. The reason IT is involved here is because IT manages the business apps. So all the business software, IT manages them, and the users sit around leveraging these resources from the IT department. So for example, the Oracles and the SAPs of the world, they sit in IT, these administration and the commencement of this software sits in IT department. So that is the business part of the IT. And then there is the IT part of IT, which I'll try to draw the distinction. So if you think of this as Oracle, SAP, Salesforce, and all this as business software in the enterprise world, they focus on top line. So they try to either increase the revenue, or they try to increase, the upper funnel of the a financial statement. Whereas IT apps, which are more focused on cost reduction, labor, productivity, employee, and so on, they focus on bottom line. They are more sensitive to cost. So the reason I draw the distinction top line versus bottom line is because if you're thinking of enterprise, most people think of as bottom or cost center, but it's not. It is not necessarily a cost center. Business software are first mile, so they are the first line of action. If you look at Salesforce and sales tools, they're the first line of action. They are marketing tools, they're the first line of action. to get you your customer. And IT happens to be the last mile. So what is there in IT? There could be a variety of things. There could be various chatbots. There could be all your productivity suite, Microsoft Word and all that productivity suite. There could be service tickets. There could be Servicenow and folks like that, companies like that. So this is the last mile, which is the bridge to the employee. Now, business software are external driven. By external, I mean they are in communication with the partners or the prospects and so on. Whereas IT is mostly employees. Now, the data in business enterprise software is kind of like semi or well structured, whereas IT may be a little bit unstructured. So the initiatives themselves are divided into two buckets. One is the product initiative, where you view the project as a product. So this is what I was working with previously in my previous company at Oracle, where the product itself, which is the marketing cloud, the AI initiative is embedded into the product. Whereas in IT departments, the AI initiatives are embedded as projects. Finally, the CRO may be paying attention to the business apps or business software and their optimization, whereas the CIO might be paying attention to IT and the rest of the solutions out there. And finally, it is sales versus efficiency. So what I'm saying is in this slide that you need not necessarily think of enterprise AI as just a cost center. It is also part of the upper funnel when you look at business software and the Oracle, Salesforce, and those kind of solutions. Now, IT itself is highly specialized because why do you need AI in IT? Well, you can do predictive IT, you can do predictive maintenance of your routers, you can do predictive handling of your cyber attacks. So there's several things going on here which can be predictive. There is also human agent involvement. You're either helping the employee or helping the external customers as the first line of defense or first line of solutions to the company products. So there is human agent involved, and whenever human is involved, there is AI involved to assist or optimize their efforts, which is what I currently work on. Then there is business productivity. There is things like how can you increase the usage of software like Jira, or maybe there could be other productivity softwares that you use in your company, and how can you leverage them. And finally, there is also developer tools. And developer tools are mostly things like bug software and variety of ticketing systems and so on, which you might want to optimize, because a lot of effort is spent here manually, and you can have IT AI use cases to optimize them and make it faster. So what are the techs used and what is the technology used in both AI, IT and as well as business enterprise AI solutions? In both these domains, the solutions that are used are conversational AI. So it might be, you might be having a question and answer system like ChatGPT, or you might having other options there. Depending on these days, ChatGPT has taken over the world, but there are other options also available prior to October last year. And so all this conversational Q&A is something that's automatic and embedded. So in both business enterprise software as well as IT software, there is recognition OCR. And you can recognize objects, PDFs, and things like that, and try and extract information and all those OCR related technology through images or through text or PDFs. That's another set of technology which is used. These are sometimes driven by image vision libraries, or sometimes they're driven by AI software as well. There is speech to text and text to speech. This is when human agents are involved. You can automatically do certain jobs when human agents are involved and relieve the job from human. And speech to text and text to speech, where Nvidia has some leading technologies, is sometimes used. There is generative AI. Yeah, you can have including images, generation of images and things like that, which could be very useful in the enterprise software. For example, if you have a marketing software and you want to generate content, maybe you can use generative AI. There are LLMs like ChatGPT. There is machine learning operations. So these systems sometimes need to deploy the software, the solution, either in real time or near real time, and sometimes or several times it's batch processing. So there's MLOps. There are various MLOps frameworks. You could use MLflow, or you could use some custom-made software, or you could use Kubeflow and so on. So there are various MLOps technologies which are involved in this effort. There are obviously cloud solutions. A lot of these solutions operate in the cloud, including all the cloud providers. And last but not the least, there is several AI ML algorithms, and all the latest and greatest from NLP, vision, and including traditional deep learning and so on, are all used in the. These are the tech that are used. So as you see, it is quite intense and it is quite involved. The enterprise AI apps have a full-fledged involvement and with respect to AI and data science. So what is the business value? Why do you do this? The reason you do this is because you get ROI. You can you need to identify the metrics which get impacted in the business. For example, your number of leads, or you can think of your number of bugs, or you can think of number of hours of development time and so on. So all this ROI and the metrics can get optimized when you put AI logic into business or enterprise software. You have to prioritize them because there will be so many such pockets of information and pockets of optimization capable possibilities that you need to prioritize and figure out which one is more important to you. So if you pick one, there are 50 other problems in IT, and the resources are not that many. Or even in business software, there are 50 other possibilities in directions in which you could go, and you need to pick the ones which will be most impactful. You need to be timely. These solutions are, you cannot wait forever to deliver a solution. You need to be quick and efficient and deliver it in time for the gift to realize. And your gift might be, your reward might be saved labor hours and or other success criteria which you may have. Ideation. So how do these projects or products come about? First of all, it comes from the vision. The enterprise, the company need to have a vision of enterprise software. They need to be digitizing. They need to be having AI optimizing efforts. And so in which case it comes top down. But there is also bottom up. Sometimes there are small pockets of opportunities that employees see, and they may be implementing the solutions, one-off solutions bottom up, and which may percolate down to the entire organization. So the process can be top down as well as bottom up. Now, AI is democratized and solutions are becoming simpler and easier with AutoML and other such solutions. So it is quite simple to generate and build models. These models might be good for the initial version of the software. Sometimes you need to start somewhere. The minimal viable product can leverage the AutoML and such other features which are making AI democratic. Hackathons is one other way to generate ideas. A lot of people, they take initiative, they have a lot of creative power, and they like to explore AI and other such initiatives. during hackathon. So if you host this, a lot of AI ideas may come forward. We just hosted a hackathon where almost 50 such ideas came forward in our organization. So the biggest challenge is data. And data, you need to label data. That's a challenge. You need to outsource your labeling or insert your labeling to get properly labeled. Or sometimes you might use soft labeling techniques, including using other tools to label. There always happens to be a big challenge because AI starts with data, and data is the there is a lot of cuts of data available in enterprises, and this enterprise data is sensitive, and PII information may also be there. So you need to be handling them with care. You can generate synthetic data as well. You can have semi-structured or unstructured data. Now, human feedback. This is the latest and greatest from ChatGPT, where you can use reinforcement learning with human feedback. And this happens to be something enterprise software integrates human feedback into them to correct the algorithm or the model. So you are generating data with human feedback. Integrity and data quality is important. There is a lot of data out there or third-party sources, and these might be not relevant or these might be fake. So you need to watch out for those. There is bias, drift, and privacy. Privacy happens to be a very big question asked because enterprise software generally owns data from another end user. So you need to be careful, handle. There are several laws, whether it be California privacy laws or GDPR and so on. You need to comply with them, and you need to provide options and nuggets and hooks to delete and add data, modify it, and so on, and remove it when necessary to comply and be part of the laws in existing places. And mind you, these might be different in different parts of the world as well as within the country as well. Zero shot and few shot learning has gained a lot of popularity. With fewer data points, people are now able to get conclusions and inferences like with ChatGPT. And these models are becoming super powerful starting October last year. Few shot was the norm before that, but now with ChatGPT, zero shot is also becoming super good in quality of inference. Challenges, these are important because the organization generally doesn't succeed unless your enterprise software makes it to production or your solution makes it to production. The ratio of what makes it to production is quite poor. Sometimes 80% don't make it. And this is just anecdotal evidence provided from several CIOs as well. The reason is that they sometimes are just exploratory projects, and they don't see the daylight because of the fear of the impact and the human feedback involved. The other thing is agile processes are not followed in the development of enterprise AI. And this means that you have to view an AI project as well as a development project. It has its own full stack. The research part is something that gets added to the front. So there is research, there is development, there is deployment, there's testing, there's DevOps, there is continuous integration, there is there is loops, iterative loops in this process. All of this need to be followed, otherwise the efforts get wasted. You have to generally the CIOs place many small bets in AI, and the reason being the things that make it to production is very little and few. So they are making large number of bets on small initiatives in AI. And the other challenge with enterprise apps is they're not monolithic or solo apps. They are integrated into several other systems or subsystems or partner apps or applications or partner solutions and so on. So these integrations make it complex. Enterprises are normally late adopters of newest technology, but with ChatGPT and such, these are highly relevant to enterprise solutions, whether it be in productivity suites or whether it be in ticketing systems or so on. now this technology has a direct impact on enterprise apps. And normally you can expect delays in these projects, which is one of the challenge, and primarily because it's not, it happens to be a focus issue and a driving issue because of the way the priorities get handled. So what next? And I'm going to talk about certain aspects of some solution which I'm working with as well in the next what next part. I feel enterprises have been focused solely on one set of enterprise software and one set of enterprise companies. But certain other segment is ignored, which I will talk about a little bit more because we have some more time today. So there is business assist or AI assist, which will help the enterprise users, enterprise software users like the marketers or the salesman, sales force, or the developers and so on. There are a new breed of LLMs, ChatGPT 4 is out, and there are several other things which are coming out. So these might be taking this enterprise software to the next level. There is generative AI. Nvidia itself is partnered with Adobe and so on to take on this new initiative. Finally, there's Omniverse. Omniverse is a simulator of everything in a fake of the work processes and so on in a 3D real world environment. It is not metaverse, it is Omniverse. It is a simulation, but it looks very real and you can play with it as if you are in it. So that Omniverse environment can also help enterprise software at some level after some time. Currently, that's not the case, but that's what I envision. So one of the challenges which I've been looking at is what next part is SMBs. Now, obviously, everything starts from a niche or a player with tremendous amount of market, and then what about the next 80% of the market, which are SMBs? These can be improved upon with AI as well, but their problems are they have limited scale, very few users, and to build a software for very few users or AI initiatives for very few users has its own challenges. There is these SMBs or small and medium businesses are run by individuals or a group of individuals who wear multiple hats, including sales, marketing, and automation. So they might not be tech savvy, or they might not be having the latest and greatest mega solutions like Salesforce and so on. So how can you help them with whatever they have? So as a founder, we are working on the solution which can help optimize business functions. We have a product on the market, and we are trying to come together with it at the right price. So this is our product, and we are trying to digitize or help the businesses of SMBs, which is a neglected segment. There is a lot of it, but there is a lot of ambiguity, and they need a lot of help, but it's not well structured. So we are trying to break into that market with our solution. The use cases for them look similar. So with this, SMBs also need to identify their users. They need to target their users, message them, and execute them. It's like a typical marketing use case, or a typical retail use case might be measure their customers' value and upsell and cross-sell them and so on. So these SMBs are also having a similar set of problem space, but no solution space is what I find, or what we find. And so we have a solution which tries to add on to small and big players, which they might be using, and help them with their AI optimizations and initiatives. And what SMBs are we talking of? We're talking of solutions like restaurants, small universities, CPS, legal firms. So we're not talking of the Walmarts of the world, or the let's say the 3Ms of the world. We're talking of smaller players, and this is the rich set of players where AI can help as well. So this is a snapshot of our solution. So here, customer is loading up a content, and they get a recommendation on the right saying that this content which they want to send out in their email is about some car and so on. And with our AI optimizer, it gives them a set of email addresses to target. The SMBs might not. SMEs are just build and blast mechanisms is what they typically use. They're not used to AI, using AI to optimize their solutions. Well, they can use AI because a loss of business for an SMB, even few users, is a big deal for them. In a large enterprise, maybe it's not a big deal, but in a small enterprise, it's a big deal. So these AI initiatives, like the example in front of you, can really help SMBs as well. We have some plans which are very attractive to the end users, at $200 a month and so on, to the SMBs, which hopefully they can make avail of. And we're trying to break into that market. So that's in short. I just wanted to summarize that I talked about, enterprise AI. In enterprise AI, we have business software in AI initiatives and then IT initiatives. The IT initiatives are bottom line. The business initiatives are top line. And the business initiatives and IT initiatives share the same kind of tech stacks or AI AI offerings they use. And finally, the latest and greatest technologies have a direct impact in this space. The new so now we need to generalize this enterprise AI initiative into SMBs, and that's some of the solutions we are working on. As a founder, I'm not directly involved, but I'm more like a visionary of this company and setting the direction. And we have an execution team that does the whole part. So that's in short my talk, and I'm open up for Q&A.